So I have decided to start a little vegetable garden here on my little balcony in Fes, Morocco. My dream in the future is to have our own little homestead where we can grow our own food and have a few sheep maybe and things like that, and be as self-sufficient as possible. So I thought, what better time now being here in Fes, Morocco, where it's very sunny and very abundant in all kinds of fruits and vegetables, and being still kind of stuck at home in this still kind of weird current quarantine time. So I decided to take a couple baby steps and learn to grow just a couple little vegetables, hopefully. So my plan is to grow some cherry tomatoes, which I've just bought from the supermarket, and I'll just be squeezing out the seeds, and some bell peppers. Also, I'll just be taking out the seeds of this one. And I also want to plant some potatoes. So I put potatoes in a paper bag and just put them in a dark corner in a kitchen cabinet. So I'm waiting for them to start showing some eyes like this. They're gonna develop some eyes, so they'll be ready for, I think maybe in a month or something, they might be ready for cheating and planting, hopefully. And yesterday I was eating a mango, and I decided, why not try to grow a mango tree? I am not in any way expecting it to start producing fruit, but it'll be a fun experiment to see if I can make it grow. And yeah, I want to grow some oregano and basil soon, hopefully. And I have literally no real or fancy gardening equipment. I have no fancy fertilizer or even pots or some special soil or anything. I'm just working with whatever I have here at home. I'll be planting my seedlings in little carton and containers that I've cut from like juice boxes and stuff, and I've been saving like all water bottles and stuff to cut little pots from for the seedlings, and then when they start to grow I'll get some better pots for them, hopefully. Yeah. And for fertilizer, since I don't have anything, honestly, like I have no experience in gardening or anything. This is my first ever try. So I've just been like watching a bunch of gardening YouTube videos on different channels for like a couple weeks now. So I'll just be trying whatever works. So I've saved the coffee grounds from this morning's coffee, and I've also been saving eggshells for a couple weeks now, I guess. And I grounded them, like I just blended them in a blender as fine of a powder as possible. So I'll just be mixing those two in the soil and seeing if it makes any difference. So yeah, we'll see what we can make of this. So for the cherry tomatoes, I'm literally just squeezing out the seeds. Oh, that one exploded. Just squeezing them out and popping it in my mouth. Trying the same for the bell pepper. So I'm just gonna cut it The seeds, to my very unexperienced eye, look pretty good. They look light and they don't look moldy, so I guess they might be good. So just taking some of the seeds. I love the pepper. And for the mango seed, this isn't actual seed, this is the shell of the seed. So I'll have to open it carefully to get the actual seed out. And this one I won't be able to plant right away. I'll have to propagate it. Is that the word? I'll have to wait for it to sprout, like the seed to sprout. Yeah, so I'll open this and show you what's inside. Okay, so this is the seed that came out of the shell. It was very tough to crack. You have to be very careful not to hurt this little seed. And apparently you'll have to take away this little thin layer of the seed so it's not gonna rot. But yeah, it's beautiful. And we're in the kitchen. So most people I saw on YouTube were putting their mango seeds to propagate in a Ziploc bag. But I don't have one. So I think I'm gonna try to make a little terrarium propagation tank from this little water bottle. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just decided to cut a little, like a little door, little window for this little water bottle. And I saw some people on YouTube recommending, instead of using paper towels, to use some plastic, whatever it's called. And so it's not gonna start molding. So I'll just I'll just put some water on this and put a tiny bit of water inside here and put this on the wet water, put this inside, and then hopefully it's gonna start making some magic. And there it is. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I haven't seen anyone actually doing it this way, but I feel like what's the real difference between a Ziploc bag and a water bottle? So we'll see. There she is, trying to propagate. We'll see if anything happens. And I feel like this might be good because here I can just open the lid and just pour out the old water and change it every couple days. Just a tiny bit of water, I guess. Okay, so I've now shifted just enough of soil for my seedlings, and I'll now be adding my coffee grounds and my eggshells. Mixy. The coffee smells good. And then I'll add some water. It's very dry. Time for planting. Okay, so what I've done is I've decided to plant my tomatoes in an old juice container. So I've taken a juice box and cut the side of it and just stabbed a few holes in it with a knife. and then I'm gonna put it in another cut juice box so the water can drain out there. And for my bell pepper seeds, I'll be putting them in a cut water bottle. So I cut the bottom of a water bottle, drilled 3 holes there, and cut the bottom of another water bottle, and I'm gonna put them like this so the water can drain to the other one. And then I've made a cover from the top of the water bottle so it can act like a little greenhouse, and it'll have a breathing hole there. And the tomatoes, I think I'll cover them with some plastic with some holes. So let's get to planting. Okay, so for the bottom ones, the ones where I'm gonna put the actual pot in, I'm gonna put some gravel, some little stones in the bottom of it. So apparently it's gonna help with like the water system. I've heard some people say that it's not really necessary. Some people recommend it, so I'll just put a couple little stones there. It's not gonna hurt it, at least. Some gravel, and also on the bottom of this one, some gravel. And then for the actual pots, I'll just fill them with some soil. Okay, the actual planting will begin. So I'll put just 5 bell pepper seeds into this one. And I'll stick tiny little holes for them. And then I'll just fill it with a tiny bit more soil. And for the tomatoes, I washed most of the tomato juice thing out of it, and I'll just put all of this cherry tomato seeds here right into the soil. Spread them around a little bit. And cover them with a little bit more soil. And then I'll just give them a little water. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how much you're supposed to give them, but I guess it doesn't hurt to give them a good drink for the beginning. Okay. Here they are, all in their tiny little greenhouses. There's my bell pepper and my cherry tomato. I wrote little laundry pins for them, and I wrote the date when I planted them, so I can keep track on the growth. I also brought the mango here to the balcony because this corner of the balcony never really gets direct sunlight, but it's very warm here, so I thought it might be good for them to be in like warm but not direct sunlight. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I just thought it might be fun to document my little gardening process and show you guys what I'm doing here living in Morocco. And yeah, I'll be updating on how it's going, how the plants are growing.